Yo, yo, yo! Welcome back to The Daily Show, where we break down complex issues into bite-sized pieces. Today, we're diving deep into the world of third-party risk management. It's more exciting than it sounds, I promise. Think of those companies you hire to do stuff for you. They're your third-party vendors. But just like that friend you wouldn't trust with your Netflix password, some vendors can be risky. That's where regulations and standards come in, like the bouncers of the business world. They set the rules to protect your data, money, and reputation. Ignoring these rules? That's a recipe for disaster, my friends, a recipe for disaster. We're talking hefty fines, lawsuits, and enough bad PR to make your head spin. Nobody wants to be on the front page of the news because their vendor leaked customer data. It's not a good look, trust me. So buckle up as we explore the wild world of regulations and standards in third-party risk management. It's about to get real. First up, let's talk about the big dogs of data protection, the laws that keep companies in check. We're talking GDPR, HIPAA, CCPA, and SOX. Yeah, they sound like a bad boy band from the 90s, but trust me, they're a much bigger deal. GDPR, that's the General Data Protection Regulation, comes straight out of the EU. It's all about protecting the personal data of EU citizens. Think of it like this. GDPR gives you the right to tell companies to delete your data. See you later, data. Don't let the door hit you on the way out. Then we've got HIPAA, the Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act, the guardian angel of your medical records. This US law ensures that your health info stays private, because the last thing you need is your dentist gossiping about your root canal. Not cool, dentist, not cool. Next on the list is CCPA, the California Consumer Privacy Act. It's like GDPR's cooler cousin from California, giving Californians more control over their personal information. Think of it as the Hollywood version of data protection, all about sunshine and privacy rights. And last but not least, we have SOX, the Sarbanes-Oxley Act. This law is all about financial transparency, making sure companies keep accurate books. Because nobody likes an accounting scandal, am I right? Enron, anyone? Now let's get industry specific because different industries have different rules. It's like having different dress codes for a wedding and a music festival. You wouldn't wear a ball gown to Coachella, would you? Okay, maybe some people would, but you get the point. In financial services, you've got PCI DSS, the Payment Card Industry Data Security Standard, which protects your credit card information, because nobody wants their credit card info ending up on the dark web. That's a one-way ticket to identity theft city. Then there's NYDFS, the New York Department of Financial Services Cybersecurity Regulation, which sets cybersecurity standards for financial institutions in New York State. Think of it like this. New York doesn't mess around when it comes to cybersecurity. They're like the bodyguards of the financial world, always on high alert. Over in healthcare, besides HIPAA, we've got the HITECH Act, promoting secure electronic health information exchange. It's like the digital messenger bag for your medical records, making sure they're delivered safely and securely. And let's not forget CMS guidelines, which ensure that Medicare and Medicaid programs manage vendor risks effectively. Because when it comes to healthcare, there's no room for error. We're talking about people's lives here. People. And finally, in the energy sector, we have NERC-CIP, the North American Electric Reliability Corporation Critical Infrastructure Protection. This one's all about securing our power grid, because the last thing we need is a blackout caused by a cyber attack. Imagine a world without Netflix? Unthinkable. Section 4, Cybersecurity Frameworks, Guiding Principles for Secure Operations. Now that we've covered the laws, let's talk about cybersecurity frameworks. Think of these frameworks as blueprints for building a secure house. You wouldn't build a house without a blueprint, would you? Well, unless you're into that whole Leaning Tower of Pisa aesthetic, but that's a story for another day. First up, we've got the NIST Cybersecurity Framework, a 5-step plan to identify, protect, detect, respond to, and recover from cyber attacks. It's like a self-defense class for your business, teaching you how to dodge, block, and counterpunch cyber threats. Next, we have ISO IEC 27001, which is all about creating a robust information security management system, or ISAMS. Imagine it as a fortress for your data, with multiple layers of security to keep the bad guys out. It's like Fort Knox, but for your data. Then there's CIS Critical Security Controls, a prioritized list of actions to mitigate cyber threats. Think of it as a hit list, but instead of targeting bad guys, you're targeting vulnerabilities. It's like playing whack-a-mole, but with cyber threats. And last but not least, we have the FAIR model, which helps organizations quantify cyber risks. It's like a risk calculator, allowing you to assess the potential damage of a cyber attack. Because let's face it, you can't manage what you don't measure. Section 5. Aligning third-party risk management with regulatory requirements. Now here's the million-dollar question. How do you make sure your third-party vendors are following all these rules? It's like trying to herd cats, but instead of cats, it's vendors. And instead of herding, it's compliance. First, you gotta audit your vendors regularly. Think of it like a surprise inspection, making sure they're not up to any funny business. You wanna see those certifications, baby. SOC 2, ISO 2, 7001, bring it on. Next, you need clear contracts that outline everyone's responsibilities. Think of it like a prenup for your business relationship, making sure everyone knows what's what. And don't forget those penalties for non-compliance. We're talking about consequences, people, consequences. And of course, technology is your friend. Use it to monitor your vendor's compliance. Think of it like a digital watchdog, always on the lookout for suspicious activity. It's like having a cybersecurity bloodhound on your team. And last but not least, train your employees and vendors on all things compliance. Because knowledge is power, my friends, knowledge is power. You want everyone to be on the same page, singing from the same cybersecurity hymn sheet. Section 6. Conclusion, compliance as a foundation for trust and resilience. So there you have it, folks. Regulations and standards, they're not just bureaucratic hurdles, they're the foundation of a secure and trustworthy business environment. By embracing compliance, you're not just protecting your business, you're building trust with your customers and partners. Remember, in the wild west of the digital age, compliance is your sheriff, your deputy, and your posse all rolled into one. So saddle up, partner, and let's ride towards a more secure future. And that's the word.